This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and welcome to another edition of the comic book review series. And today I am going to be talking about issue 1 of Batman 89 Echoes. So, for those of you who are familiar with the title, Batman 89 is a comic book tie in series to the Tim Burton movies and its universe. And after a successful comeback of 6 issues, Batman 89 has returned for a second series with a vengeance, and the story arc for this second series is called Echoes. Now, this issue and this entire story arc is a very interesting one because the story arc that they are going to tell for this second series is a story that was going to be used for a sequel that never got made. And that was the sequel to Batman and Robin. And the film was, of course, going to be called Batman Triumphant, and it was going to feature the Scarecrow and Harley Quinn. The Scarecrow was going to be played by Jeff Goldblum, who is an amazing actor, and Harley Quinn was going to be played by Madonna. More on that in a moment. But here's the interesting thing because everybody who knows Harley Quinn, she met the Joker when she was his doctor at Arkham Asylum. But in this universe, and what was going to be intended for the Batman Robin sequel, was Harley Quinn was going to be the Joker's daughter. Now, how would that have worked? Because anyone who's seen the first Batman movie, Jack Napier never had a daughter, that we know of. Did at some point Jack Napier and Carl Grissom's girlfriend, Alicia, had a child together? Maybe she had his child and kept it a secret from Jack Napier and Carl Grissom. Who knows, really, but I'm sure as we get into this 6 part mini-series, all of those questions are going to be answered. Now, this story arc is going to be, of course, set in the Tim Burton universe, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to pull this off because, as we all know, Batman and Robin was a monster flop, and Batman Triumphant never saw the light of day. I don't even think it went into production. Oh well, never mind. So, let's have a look at what goes down in Batman 89 Echoes. So, this story arc takes place after the events of Batman 89 Series 1. And the interesting thing about issue 1 is Batman's not actually in this one. He's disappeared. Why? We don't know. Could be to do with the fact that what happened at the end of Batman 89 Series 1, Issue 6. For those of you who don't know what's happened, highly recommend you check that one out. It's quite good. Quite emotional as well. So let's have a look at what we got here. So, at first it looks like it's Batman, but it turns out to be an imposter. So, Batman has been missing or disappeared. And there's Barbara Gordon, who looks like she's based on Winona Ryder. Maybe she would have played her. Who knows? But time will tell, really. So she is now working with her father as part of the police force. And we got Harvey Bullock is back. And we see that Barbara Gordon is not exactly a fan of Bruce Wayne. And she's looking to see him. Now, obviously, Bruce Wayne at this point has pretty much hung up the cape, so that's part of the reason why we haven't seen Batman. And there's an interesting bit of dialogue here. We see here this takes place roughly about 2 years after the events of the last series. And Barbara Gordon here says, 2 years, no Batman. Yet this irrational fear of Batman has driven 4 people to murder. I like Bruce, but I don't trust him. He never told me what's happened to Harvey, but I think he knows. Do you know, Alfred? I'm the wrong person to ask, Miss Gordon. Tonight, I'm Captain Gordon. Tell your boss if I don't hear back from him by Friday, his secret's out. We also see Alfred says here, Captain Gordon, may I take you into my confidence? I wish you would. I can't deliver your message. This has never happened before, but almost a month ago, Mr. Wayne vanished without so much as a word to me. I have no idea where he is. Oh boy. Interesting. So, there we go. There's a very interesting scene here between Barbara Gordon and Alfred. Now, anyone who's seen The Batman, think maybe season 4 or 5, or possibly 3, one of the seasons. Harleen Quinzel was, as we know, a doctor, and in that universe, she had her own chat show. So here they've kind of taken some inspiration from that. Now, the interesting thing about that, in terms of how this works in the Batman 89 canon, was Harley Quinn wasn't made until 1992 when she appeared in Batman the Animated Series. And Harleen Quinzel being a chat show host, that didn't come till years after in the Batman cartoon. So, it's very strange how they can fit all of this into the Burtonverse, but we'll see how this goes. Now, there is Harleen Quinzel based on Madonna. Yeah, I know. If you're wondering why I'm making that face, Madonna's not a great actress. Not a bad singer, done some good stuff, some legendary stuff actually, but she never really cut it for me as an actress. Not bad on the eyes. Would she have made a good Harley Quinn? Looks wise, probably. Acting chops, no, I don't know. Probably not. But we see here she's doing like a special on the Joker. So obviously the connection's there in some form. And obviously we see here Harleen's already got a dark side to her. So originally in the animated series, Harleen Quinzel was pretty much an innocent, dopey blonde. But she was pretty much harmless until she met the Joker, and the rest is history. And we also get an appearance here, it looks like, from Firefly, which I'll show you in a moment. So Firefly makes an appearance in the Burton universe. So obviously, it looks like we see Fireflies being hunted down. Oh god. I hope that's not Firefly, but I've got a horrible feeling it is. I mean, what is up with the mask? He looks like a Mexican wrestler. I don't know. It looks like a cross between a Mexican wrestler in a gimp mask. Sorry, I had to say that. So it looks like they found him. It looks like he's been shot. So here we are. And here is the first appearance in this universe of Jonathan Crane. And looks like he would have been played by Jeff Goldblum. I will say this. Looks like him a lot. There is, I suppose, what Madonna would have looked like as Harleen Quinzel. Not bad. But I don't know, really. I don't know if that would have worked, to be honest. We'll never know. So we see here Harleen Quinzel and Jonathan Crane. They're working at Arkham Asylum, but they're not exactly bosom buddies. But yet, interestingly enough, in the animated series, they were quite friendly with each other. We also get a mention of Dr. Hugo Strange, and we see Jonathan Crane is meeting a guy called Mr. Lowry. So there he is. Yeah. So interesting start to Batman 89 Echoes. So already we've learned a few interesting things in Batman 89 issue 1. Batman hasn't been seen in Gotham for over 2 years. Bruce Wayne hasn't put on the Batsuit in 2 years, and he's disappeared without a word to anyone and has been missing for over a month. Interestingly, no Robin. I find that very bizarre. Where's Robin? And we see that Jonathan Crane and Harleen Quinzel work in Arkham Asylum, but they're not what you would call best of friends. Harleen Quinzel is like a psychologist chat show host, and we got an appearance from Firefly, who, quite frankly, looked absolutely hideous. I'm sorry, not exactly the classic Firefly that I know and love. I still think the DCAU Firefly looked the best. Even the one in the Arkham games looked pretty decent, and the one in the Batman cartoon that was decent. But here in the Burtonverse, not so much. So good starts. No Batman in sight, but I'm sure as we go through this 6 part mini issue series, we will probably learn why Batman is missing. But off to a decent start. You know, I love the way they got Jeff Goldblum and Madonna's likeness, so they look exactly like how they look in real life, or at least at that time period anyway. Barbara Gordon looks frighteningly a lot like Winona Ryder in real life, so well done for getting that likeness spot on. Michael Gove's Alfred looks amazing as always, so good decent start. So there you have it. Batman 89 Echoes, issue 1. Good solid start. Looking forward to seeing how this story arc is going to play out. There are a couple of things I do question about the canon of how Harley Quinn will fit into the Burtonverse, but yeah, I pretty much enjoyed this one. It's pretty decent. So there you have it. Batman 89 Echoes issue 1, off to a solid start. Love it. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on Batman 89 Echoes issue 1? Did you enjoy it? How do you think Bruce Wayne went missing? Do you think it's possible he may have been kidnapped? And also, what was your thoughts on how Jonathan Crane and Harleen Quinzel were introduced into the Burtonverse? Do you think they did a good job capturing the likeness of Jeff Goldblum and Madonna? And also, how do you think they're going to become the Scarecrow and Harley Quinn in this universe? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the comic book review series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.